Good afternoon, everybody. It is just approaching 4:30, so we'll give it another 2 minutes before we start. We'll wait until everybody's here, and then I'll give you a rundown of what we're going to do, what the workout's going to look like, and all the fun things you can expect. If you're here, if you're enjoying the workout, feel free to give us a comment, write down hello, what are you up to, where are you at, are you at home, at your work, are you at your sisters, your brothers, whatever you're up to. Let us know how your week's been, or whether or not you're ready to stretch off, listen out, and just chill out, enjoy the weekends. Oh, we got some more people coming in. Hello everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. We still got another minute or so before we start, so just take your time, get yourself set, and once everybody's here, I'll talk you through what we're going to do, and I will tell you why you've got me and why you've not got a pretty lady instead. If you came just for her, you should probably just leave now because she won't be joining us. It's just me. If you are here, give us a wave, say hello, who you are, where you're from, where you're at, see you at home, at your work, on holiday, you stuck abroad, whatever you're doing, we'll get started real soon. That's good, we're up to 6. No rush, none at all. We'll wait on everybody to get here, and then we will begin. We just need a mat, like I have behind me, plenty of space, and water nearby if you need it. For those of you who are expecting Susie, she has got a little bit of the cold, hopefully nothing else, so she is just above us in bed trying to catch some sleep. So we will try and keep the noise down. It's a good thing we're not jumping around. We got some stretching to do, some chilling out, relaxing, and a little bit of lengthening of those muscles. We'll give it another 30 seconds just to say hi Carol, hi Emma, how are you doing? Good to have you here. We're up to 7 I think, which is cool. When you're ready, just come to the centre of your mat, cross your legs, and sit up nice and tall. We're just going to take 60 seconds here to settle into the workouts, if you want to call it that. Perhaps ditch your watch, ditch your phone, we don't need anything. Try and take away all distractions, turn the TV off, turn off the radio, and just take a moment here. You've got 30 minutes to relax, to stretch off, to work on a little bit of lengthening of those muscles, a little bit of flexibility, a bit of mobility, and all the fun stuff there. So we just want to sit up nice and tall, hands on your knees, relax your shoulders, and lift up through your chest. Whenever we're stretching, we really want to focus on deep breathing. Fill those lungs right down to the bottom. Deep breaths in and out. Whenever we're doing a stretch, we're always going to work to your limits. So if I do something that's too far for you, then just hold out where it's comfortable. If you think you can stretch further, if you're more flexible, Carol, I know in particular, you're pretty spendy, so just accentuate that stretch a little more. Push it as much as you like, but don't force it. It should never be sore, it should never be painful. We're just looking to stretch the muscles and lengthen them a bit. Each stretch we do, we should be looking to hold for about 10 seconds at least. Less if you need to, more if you want to. Couple of deep breaths here. Just sit nice and tall. Relax those shoulders. Good work. Right, so I'd like you to take your left hand, place it on your right knee. Right hand behind you. Just going to lift your chest and gently rotate your upper body around. Don't force it. We're just looking to accentuate that rotation through the core. Once you feel it start to stretch, take a couple of deep breaths. And as you breathe in, stretch a little more, and then release on the way out. So let's go once more on this side, big squeeze all the way up. And relax and come back to the middle. Good, we're going to do the same on the other side. So hand on your opposite knee, other hand behind, gently lift and turn. Breathe deep into the stretch. Don't force it. We're not looking to wrench the body around. We're just looking for a bit of rotation through the core, through the lower back to loosen off to stretch out. If you're just joining us, that's fine. Take your time. Come into the workouts and relax. Nice work. Come back to the middle. Set your shoulders nice and tall. When you're ready, just going to slowly walk your hands forwards. Each step going a little bit further. If you start to feel a little bit of tension in your lower back and your hips or your shoulders, then you can stop. Take a couple of deep breaths. And as you exhale, walk your fingers out an inch further. I'm trying to get as close to the floor as you can, but we all have our own limits. I can't really go much further than this, so I will stop here. If you can go further, go further. If you can't, then that's fine. Just take a couple of deep breaths. Let's go for one more deep breath here. Really deep, right into the bottom of the lungs. And exhale. Slowly walk your hands back in. Sitting up nice and tall. It's okay. We're going to take both your feet and we're just going to swing them to the side of your body. You're not going to sit on your feet, you're just putting them off to the side. Your knees are still going to be in front and you're trying to stay as square as you can. You take your opposite arm, you're going to reach up nice and tall and a little lean over to the sides. You should feel this anywhere from your tricep down into your lat, all the way down into your side, maybe even to your bum, your hips a little. Don't force it. Couple of deep breaths, and as you exhale, think about stretching a little further. Big breath in and stretch it out a little more. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, come down and stretch a little further. Nice work. Come back up to the middle. We're going to slowly swing those legs around to the other side. There's no rush. We're moving slowly today. A stretch, relax, a chill out. Nothing too wild. So, sitting on your bum, feet just off to the side, opposite hand reach up, lean over to the sides. Again, hopefully feeling the stretch anywhere down this side of the body. But because we just stretched off this side, you might feel it in here too. Breathe deep, and as you exhale, lean a little further over. Breathe in, and breathe out. Let's go once more. And then come back up to the middle. Good. Front leg here, it's going to stay there. Other leg, bring it round to the back. We're going to work on our hip flexor stretch. So anywhere from the top of the hip down into the quad. Now, if you're not particularly flexible, we're going to keep this knee out to the side. If you are flexible, you can straighten that leg out right behind you and you can square off your hips. Your choice. But what we're trying to look to do is square up the body towards over this knee, hips in line with shoulders. If you need to make it easier, bring that knee higher up. If you want to make it harder, lengthen that leg behind and stretch out. The quad into the hip, maybe even the lower abdominals on this side. Take your pick, whatever stretch you need. Couple of deep breaths here. You want to keep the chest up nice and tall. Lengthen through the core, through that hip. You may even feel it in your bum on the opposite side, which is totally fine. Nice. If you want to emphasize that stretch a little more, you can bend your elbows and you can bring yourself down towards the floor. Even if your knee is out here, you can still bring yourself forwards and bring yourself down. Good work. Take your time. We're going to come up and we're going to do the same on the other side. So both legs around to the other sides. This leg forwards, other leg back. Either knee off to the side or straight behind you, depending on how flexible you're feeling. You're going to be more or less flexible on both sides, on either side. So choose whatever feels more comfortable, more natural. Try and square up those hips. Lift your chest to start with. And relax into it. A couple of deep breaths in and out. In and out. So we're going to do that once more. Good. If you want to emphasize the stretch a little more, bring your elbows down onto the floor and bring your chest down a touch. Give me 2 deep breaths here. Well done. Take your time. Come back into a seated position in the middle. Sitting up nice and tall. Reset here. Couple of deep breaths. I'll let you take your right leg. We're going to stick it off to the side. Tuck your left foot in nice and close. Sit up tall. And we're going to lean out towards that leg that's in front. You can grab onto your feet if you like. If you're really flexible, bring your chest right down to your knee, but don't force it. We're just looking to come as low as you can. Lengthen out the back of that leg that's nice and straight. Let go of any tension in your quad and just release. Couple of deep breaths in and out. As you exhale, think about coming down forwards a little more. In and out. One more breath. And then come back up. Good. So we're going to swap sides. Left leg out, right leg in. Take a second to set yourself, and when you're ready, reach out nice and long. Feel that tension in the back of the leg. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, come down. One more deep breath in and out. And come back up to the middle. Good. This time we're going to take both legs nice and wide. So you're going to walk your hands straight up the middle. And this is where you're just going to see how far you can go. You might feel it in your hamstrings first, in your lower back, in your shoulders. It doesn't matter. Just walk the hands forwards until you feel that tension wherever you may feel it. If you're super flexible, you might be able to get your chest onto the floor. If, like me, your hamstrings are made of lead, you might not be able to get very far at all. But it's a stretch for you, nobody else, so just take it to the point where you feel that tension. A couple of deep breaths. As you exhale, think about relaxing the chest a little closer into the floor. One last time. And then come on up. Good work. Take your time. We're going to come onto your knees, and there is no rush at all. You're going to take your knees out to the side, so your toes together, and sit back on your heels. This is particularly uncomfortable. You can put a cushion underneath the top of your ankles just to give it a little bit of support. Nice and tall. Couple of deep breaths. I'd like you to place your hands behind you if you can. From there, I want you to lift your bum off of your heels. From side on, hands flat on the floor, lift your bum up. Pull your shoulders back and extend your hips nice and high. Hold it just for a count of 3 and then bring it back down. Take a second and then we're going to do that again. See if you can come up higher. Extend your hips forwards, pull your shoulders back, lift your chest, and then bring it back down. We're going to do that once more. There's no rush. Extend the hips forward. Just to reset. So same position as you're in, but you're then going to bring your hands forwards. From there we're going to come into what is called child's pose. So still sitting back on your heels, you're just going to walk your hands forwards, trying to keep your bum back. Walk your hands forwards and relax your chest in towards the floor. Let go of any tension in the shoulders, in the top of the legs, in your hips, in your lower back, wherever you might feel it. Breathe deep and relax into that stretch. Give me 3 more deep breaths. Just relax into the floor. Don't force it. Okay, work. Come up just a touch. Bring your hands in. We're going to do that again, but this time I want you to take your hands nice and wide. So, okay? Wide grip. Same thing. Sit back, lengthen out. Drop your chest down towards the floor and see if you can get a little closer to the ground. Give me 3 deep breaths in your own time. One more deep breath in and out. Good. Come up just a touch. You're going to keep your right hand nice and wide. You're going to put your left hand underneath. You're going to sit back at a slight angle. Bring your chest down towards the floor. Again, don't force it. Just come to wherever you feel that stretch. By trying to sit your hips straight back, but having your hands at an angle, you're going to feel a lot of tension through here, through the lats, through the upper back, and then towards your hip on that side. Breathe deep into the stretch. Okay, take your left hand nice and wide. Slide your right hand underneath and sit back again at that slight angle going the opposite direction. Couple of deep breaths in and out. In and out. Just bring your hands back to the middle, right in front of you. Then you're going to come all the way forwards. And you're going to bring your chest down towards the floor, and then you're just going to lie flat on the floor for a moment. A couple of deep breaths. On the next exhale, you're going to push down through your hands. You can lift your chin and your chest, leaving your hips on the floor. Think about extending your chin and your chest up towards the roof, leaving your hips on the ground. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, come back down to the floor. Good, so let's do that again. Big push up and exhale. One more deep breath here. And as you breathe out, we come down. Good, let's do that once more. I'm just going to turn side on, just so you can see where we're going. Leaving the hips on the floor. Extend the back, leaving your bum down. Pull those shoulders back, your chin and your chest up. Good, from there, sit your bum back. Bring your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. So we've got a nice box shape here. We're going to do what we commonly known as the cat and the cow. So first off, we're going to lift your spine up. We're going to tuck your tailbone under, your chin into your chest. And then we're going to drop your belly button to the floor. Your chin up towards the roof and really emphasize that arch in the back. Tilt your bum out, lift your chest up, and then reverse. Lift your spine, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, and then reverse. Lift your chin, drop your chest through your arms. And let's do that once more. Lift up as high as you can, see if you can get your back to touch the roof, and then release all the way back down. Good work. Come back to the middle and reset. I'd like you to tuck your toes. So you're going to be on your toes here. What we're going to do is going to kick up into a downward facing dog. So you're going to push your bum up towards the roof. Then you're going to drop your heels down towards the floor. Really think about pushing your bum up and your chest is trying to come down towards your feet. So really emphasize that stretch. Again, don't force it, just do as much as you can. If you're super flexible, your legs should be nice and straight, your heels touching the floor. If not, like me, then that's totally fine. Good, I want you to bend your knees, release, and come back down. Take a second, reset, and we're going to do that again. So you're going to push your bum up, your heels down, lengthen out those legs. See if you can get your heels a little closer to the floor. And then bend your knees. Release, come back down. We're going to do that again. We're going to stay a little longer this time. Bum up, heels down, lengthen out those legs. And I want you to bend your back knee, lengthen out the front leg. Now we're going to swap it over. One knee at a time, bend, and then straighten the other leg. You should get a little bit more tension, a bit more stretch through that straight leg. And we're just going to go for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Right, take your front leg, big step up towards your hand, and give me a nice long lunge. So, you can either be up here, or you can come down in towards the floor. Whatever you're doing, we're looking to really lengthen the back of that leg. Okay, take a couple of deep breaths. If you're really flexible, you can bend your elbows and you can bring yourself down towards the floor. Otherwise, we can stay up. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And I want you to come up and sit up nice and tall. Okay? Nice and high. I want you to bring your opposite hand onto that knee, and I want you to turn through the upper body, okay? Better stretch through the core, through the rotation, and more through that back hip as well. Don't force it. Don't pull this knee over. Just use it to assist you around. Good work. Come back to the middle. Bring your hands down. Bring your knee back. Take a second. Tuck your toes. We're going to come back into our downward facing dog. Lift your bum up. This time, other leg, big step, right up, nice and high. See how close you can get it towards that hand. Relax your hips in towards the floor. And breathe. What we're looking to work towards is making a nice straight line from the back of your shoulders all the way to your knee. I've still got a bit of work to do, but that's okay. Nobody's perfect. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And then come up and sit up nice and tall. This time we're going to rotate the other way. Take your hand, put it on your opposite knee. You're going to turn your shoulders, turn your chest towards that knee that's forwards. Don't force it. Take a couple of deep breaths. And relax into the stretch. Good work, team. Okay, take your time and come onto your back for me. Do not fall asleep just yet. We've got a couple of more moves to do. Take your time. I want you to keep your knees bent so your lower back is close down towards the floor. Take a few seconds to let your back settle in, to let your core relax, your shoulders relax. And then from there, I want you to lengthen out your front leg. And I want you to bring your back knee, grab a hold of it, and try and bring it in towards your chest. Okay? If that's easy, I want you to focus on pushing your front leg down into the floor. And bring that knee up a little higher. Deep breaths in. And out. And then we're going to swap it over. Lengthen out that back leg. other knee, grab hold and bring it in towards your chest. Don't force it. Couple of deep breaths in and out. Again, if you want to make it harder, push that back leg in towards the floor to lengthen out that hip so we can get a bit more stretch through this glute here. And release. Good. We're going to do that again, but with a little bit of a twist. So this time, instead of pulling it straight up, you're going to try and pull it across to your opposite shoulder, okay? Don't force it, just ease it in that direction towards your opposite shoulder. I hope you're all still awake. I know it gets a little comfortable down here, being relaxed and on the floor. We're almost done, I promise. Couple of deep breaths here, easing that across to your shoulder. And then release. And we'll do the same again on the other sides. Grab onto that knee, bring it over to your other shoulder. And then release. Good. Take your time. Bend your knees, bring your feet flat on the floor. We're going to do a glute bridge, and we want to focus on the movement of the rotation of the hips. So, let's start by arching that back, roll your hips away from you, and then we're going to bring your hips in, flatten the back, lift your bum up off the floor, high as you can, and then come back down, unwind the hips, and release. Getting that mobility into the lower back, into the hips, into the spine, all the way up, and all the way out. So we're going to go for 2 more just like that. Take it slow and keep it controlled. Moving at your own pace. We're just going to go one last time to finish off. All the way up and all the way down. Good work. Okay. Lengthen out your legs, lying flat on the floor. And let's just take 30 seconds to find a moment of stillness, of peace, here on the floor. And I want you to focus only on your breathing. Forget about whatever else you can hear, anything else you can think about. Just think about the center of your chest, breathing in and breathing out. Feeling your chest rise up off the floor. And then back down. If your mind starts to wander, that's fine, but just bring it back to your breathing. Focus on that deep inhale and exhale. We're going to go for 3 more deep breaths. Again, bring your thinking back to your breathing as deep as you can, nice and slow. And let's go one final time. Deep breath in and out. Well done to you. If you want to stay there a little longer, you can. Otherwise, when you're ready, carefully come up and meet me in the middle of your mats in our cross-legged position. We are in no hurry. Move in your own time. If you've got your water nearby, grab yourself a quick drink. We're almost done. Sitting up nice and tall, relax your shoulders and breathe. You did super well. Thank you very much for coming along to our 30-minute stretching workouts. Hopefully that's the end of your Friday, and you can start the weekend more relaxed, more chilled out, with a little bit of you time in there as well. You did great. If you've got any questions, any suggestions, then please do let us know. Otherwise, have yourselves a wonderful weekend, and we will see you for our first class next on Monday morning. Have yourselves a wonderful day. You're welcome, and we will see you very soon. I don't turn it off. You're all still here.